Dang, it's amazing how much better I look after I've shaved. I don't look as, I won't use the word homeless, but clean. Whoop. Hold on. Don't run away. Okay. I don't look that scary, do I? Okay. So you might hear I've got episode 4, A New Hope of Star Wars in the background. Forgive me if you hear that. I've got, today we're talking about the atomic bomb being dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, Japan. All right. And just a quick reminder that Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday. I'm sure you've told your mom so many times in the last 6-7 weeks, whatever it's been now, that you love her. Do it again. And don't wait until Sunday to do it. Do it today. All right? Crap. I know. Just going to make so many of y'all fall over. All right, let's get to atomic bomb. All right, so on the picture on today's assignment, you're going to see a big old mushroom cloud, right? So the question becomes, by this point in time in the war, actually, President Roosevelt is dead. He's been in office for 13 years, which we'll never see that happen again. Fingers crossed, right? And the Imperial Star Destroyer is being way too loud, so we're going to turn it down. Anyway, so what you see is President Truman, Harry Truman from Missouri, take over. And Truman, they said he was stubborn as a Missouri mule, and meaning he was stubborn. And when Truman made a decision, he stuck with it. Some of y'all may have a parent or grandparent like that, right? Truman was one of those people. So the decision that Truman is facing, now that the the war is over in Europe, right? Now it's time to focus everything on Japan and the Pacific. President Truman has a decision to make. Okay, do we, in the summer of 1945, do we bomb the Japanese, or do we launch a ground invasion into Japan? And yesterday we talked about how dangerous Japanese soldiers were with those samurai swords. That's going to factor in. And the reality of it is, it's probably a little bit more efficient, and it's probably a little bit cheaper to drop the atomic bomb on Japan. All right, and here's why. And that leads us to our first question, number 1. Why was it important for the U.S. to develop a nuclear bomb during World War II? Well, it stands to reason. Obviously, the Soviets are probably doing it, the Germans are probably doing it, and the Japanese might be doing it as well. We need to get out in front of that. It becomes an arms race. There's an old, do y'all remember the band Fall Out Boy? They had a song. Man, I may be sounding old right now, forgive me. But if you know Fall Out Boy, they had a song about when I was in college. This ain't a scene, it's an arms race. That's kind of what they're talking about here. It's the nuclear arms, to be exact. So now that the United States is developing one, what good does it do if you don't know how it works? Well, summer of 1945, the Japanese refused to surrender. I know a perfect time to test it out, right? And that's what happens. The name of the project to develop the nuclear bomb is the Manhattan Project. And what famous scientists worked on this project? You may have seen this guy in a lot of pictures sticking his tongue out. Albert Einstein, a Jewish refugee from Germany. It's a good thing he survived. Why did President Truman ultimately make the tough decision to attack Japan with an atomic bomb in August of 1945? Truman feared that the Japanese would attack, Truman feared that a ground invasion of Japan would result in thousands more casualties of U.S. soldiers. So dropping the bomb is going to be cheaper, and it's going to save more lives. So therefore, it's more efficient, right? I know that sounds horrible to say, and when you're talking about loss of life, but there's no other way out. The Japanese were not giving us an out. They wouldn't surrender. They refused to. We talked about Iwo Jima yesterday, getting down to 200 or 300 soldiers. The Japanese won't surrender. So now it's time to pick out, all right, where exactly are we going to drop these bombs in Japan? All right. And the United States focused on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Those are two cities that are very industrial, where a lot of the Japanese weapons were being built. So, and that should help you with 5 and 6. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and they're both large industrial centers. The name of the plane that dropped the atomic bombs? No, it's not the Millennium Falcon. It's not Star 69. And it's not the USS Enterprise. It is the Enola Gay. Alright, so what were the names of the 2 atomic bombs dropped on Japan? Choose 2. As awesome as that would be if it were Stormbreaker or Rogue One, it's Little Boy and Fat Man. And that's it. Alright, so we dropped the first bomb. I think the date was August the 6th, 1945. I'm not exactly, it's right around the time school starts, right? August 6th, 1945, I believe, is when the first bomb was dropped. We're not going to put that much weight into dates, so if I'm wrong on this, okay, I'm wrong. But I believe it's August 6th, 1945. The Japanese refused to surrender, right? So then, think about the times where you may have been spanked by your parents when you were younger, and you turned around and started laughing, or said that didn't hurt. Or your mom or dad said, I'll give you something to cry about, right? Or dad got the belt, That's what we see here with the Japanese. After the first atomic bomb, they said, we're not surrendering. And the United States, President Truman said, okay, this is going to hurt me a lot worse than it hurts you. And we dropped the bomb, a second bomb, on them, on Nagasaki. So, and that was the end of it. That was the end of the war. And I believe the Japanese finally surrendered on August the 9th, 1945. So, it's somewhere in there on the dates. I'm not going to take the time to Google them right now. You can if you'd like, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. All right, guys. Good stuff today. I'm a little bit behind today, but remember, celebrate. Tell your mom you love her today, and not wait until Mother's Day. All right, and we've got next week. We'll start the Cold War. That should be cool stuff for us to do. And we're at May 7th. That means there's 20 calendar days left in the school year, which means that's probably translates to about 15 school days left. NTI days. Keep working hard. Again, 20 more days of keeping this routine, and then you're free. All right? So, it's been a pleasure, boys and girls. I'll see you. Bye.